Hey everybody, Scoop Belair here. So today I'm really excited because I'm coming to you guys today with one of my friends, Ryan, and I'm always talking to you guys about a couple of different concepts. One of them is figuring out what you can do to make the world a better place. Those one or two things, and then doing them all the time. And I've told you before, one of my things is stopping and helping people push their car when they break down. Or my other thing is stopping and finding people that are doing something right and tell them what a great job you're doing. And that's what I'm kind of here for today, is to tell Mrs. Milchman or Ryan what an amazing thing you've done for this world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then just for those of you guys who don't know her, Mrs. Milchman has adopted three amazing kids, Gabby, Bella, and Vinny, who are rolling down my mom's hill right now, having the time of their life. But I discovered Mrs. Milchman because we teach school together, and I've heard that she adopted these three kids, and I just wanted to find out a little more about it.
So when I was 19, I actually had to have a hysterectomy, and so I knew that I would not be able to get to the pathway of motherhood through the normal way. But I knew I always wanted to be a mom. So as soon as my husband and I got married, we had started looking at fostering classes and adoption. We were both teachers, so private adoption was not really an option. We were afraid of fostering because we were afraid we were going to get our hearts broken by taking care of kids and then having to give them back. So then we decided we were going to do private adoption, but it's very, very, very expensive, and teachers make a lot of money. So we went back to fostering and decided that we were going to foster and help out kids in the meantime while saving money to private adopt. But if something happened and we got to keep any of our foster kids, we would absolutely go that way. And the stars just aligned, and we got the three coolest kids in the entire world. They are our 8th, 9th, and 10th foster children. Gabby and Vincent are biologically related, and Bella's a completely different case. But we've had Gabby and Vincent. We adopted them in 2016, yeah? 2015, and then we adopted Bella in 2021.
How old were you guys when she adopted you guys? 3 and... 2 and 3 years old. And then they got you when you were a little baby, right?
We got her from the hospital. She actually came to us from the hospital, and then we got to keep her.
That's so amazing. But no, because we teach school, we see one of the biggest things that's missing right now is raising kids right. You know, we need to be doing a better job as a world, as a country, as a community of raising better kids. And when you're teaching school or when you're out in the public, which is kind of what I did before I taught school, you really notice that that's kind of missing right now.
Right.
So when people step up and not only raise kids right, but raise other people's kids right, that's one of those things you can do to make this world a better place.
Well, one of the things I hear as like why people don't foster is they're afraid of getting too attached, but really that's the point of fostering. Because I mean, if you think about your own kids and you couldn't raise them, would you want them to go to somebody that gets attached to them and treats them as their own, or would you want them to go to some place that's going to hold them at arm's length because they don't want to get their hearts broken?
It's easy to say that, but it is so selfless to actually do that. And for you and Stuart to have done that. And I mean, we're fortunate. Our families belong to the same synagogue, so we've been able to watch your kids grow up as you've watched ours grow up. And it's just so amazing to see how great these kids are turning out. And you know, you've mentioned that it's really you guys that end up being rewarded. But honest, they're just turning into the greatest people, and that wouldn't have happened without you guys. So we've got Vinny and Gabby and Mom. The one other thing though, Mrs. Milchman isn't just Mrs. Milchman, a school teacher. She teaches drama. So when you're a drama teacher, as you mentioned to me, you don't just raise your kids anymore, do you?
No, I don't. They all call me mom or drama mama, and I have about 150 kids a year that are my children.
And it's the nature of a drama, electives in general, but especially drama teachers, they develop this bond with their students that lasts beyond their time in middle school. Because you have dozens, and my guess is probably hundreds of students that you still keep in touch with.
Yeah, I'm actually bridesmaid in one of their weddings coming up in November. I have several kids. One is at University of Michigan, and I just found out she was the lead in her musical, so I took a weekend and I flew up there and went to go see her.
I heard about that. You took a weekend and flew to Michigan to see a former student, and you surprised her too, right?
I did, yeah. She cried a lot, and then I cried a lot. And it was just so crazy because I only had her for a year, but when she saw me, she like jumped on me and hugged me, and she was like, "You were the first person that ever believed in me. This is all possible because of you." So like that kind of stuff's crazy, but like really cool to hear.
It is, and teachers in general have the opportunity to impact so many additional lives, and that's why, you know, we've had a few different times where the teachers have been all together and they've asked us to recognize a different teacher. And whenever they do, I always take advantage of that time to point out that Mrs. Milchman isn't just raising these kids. She and her husband have also taken on 3 other kids, and they're making their lives so complete as well. And for all the rest of us in the world, thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Okay, so remember, you guys, subscribe, like, and share for more Scoop Malaire.